In this video, I want to share with you the best-selling book over the Christmas holiday buying period, why it has done so well and will continue to do so long after Christmas has finished. And the best thing about this book is that it is a low-content book. So let's take a look at what this book has done to become so popular and how you can do it too. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join me here. I recently came across an article on The Guardian, which is an online news website, which was about the book that topped the Christmas bestseller charts in the United Kingdom this year, which is the book that was purchased the most during the Christmas buying period. What caught my eye though is that this book is not a novel or a high content book. It is actually a medium content puzzle book. So I had to go and have a look at what this book was all about, what kind of puzzles it had in it, and how it got to be the best-selling book in the UK over Christmas. Now, before I go any further, I will let you know that this is not a self-published book. It's not published through Amazon KDP, but when I was looking at this book, I thought that it was just really interesting, and there's actually an interesting story behind it and how this book is seeing so much success. And here's the thing, just because we are self-publishers and just because a book isn't self-published doesn't mean that we should just ignore it. We can get some really great marketing strategies and ideas from all different kinds of books, even the ones that are traditionally published through a publishing house. What this author or what this book creator did might inspire you or give you some ideas about how you can go about creating and selling puzzle books in a way that's different from any of the other puzzle books that I've shared on my channel before. So first of all, let's take a look at the book. It is for sale on Amazon as well as some other retailers. It is called Myrtle, and it is sort of like a murder mystery puzzle that you have to solve using clues that are provided. So this is the book here, published in June 2023. And if we take a look inside of the book, we'll get an idea of what these puzzles are like. It contains 100 puzzles to solve using logic, skill, and the power of deduction. And then each page is set out the same. You're given clues, and you use these clues and complete the grid on the page to use the power of deduction, I guess, and to use logic to work out who it was that committed the murder. And so this here is an example of how you would complete the puzzles until you end up with a completed puzzle and you essentially, or the person doing the puzzle, essentially solving the puzzle. Now it's quite a large book. It has 384 pages in it. It's currently got a list price of $16, but Amazon is selling it for a cheaper price than the list price. There is more than one edition of this puzzle book. And so this is a little bit more detail into how to solve the clue within the A+ content. It's got really nice A+ content. And so it's saying here that you've got one clue. Whoever was in the stadium was right-handed. So you can knock out all the suspects who are not right-handed. And we can go to the next clue. And the next clue, just talking about someone having hazel eyes. And then eventually you should have enough information to solve the mystery of who did it, how, and where. And currently at the time of creating this video, it is sitting with a bestseller rank of 56. So for anyone new to Amazon or to book publishing, a bestseller rank is a number given to every book in the Amazon store, and it basically determines a book's popularity with customers. So the lower the number, the better. So out of the millions of books that are published on Amazon, this one is currently ranked at 56, which is incredible. That's an amazing bestseller rank. So let's be honest, this is a very unique, detailed type of puzzle book that not a lot of people are going to be able to make. But the point of this video and the point of looking at this book is not to copy this type of puzzle specifically, but to look at the picture overall and not just focus on the specifics of those exact type of puzzles. The point is to see that when we look at what can happen when you create something that is really unique and that people respond to, and that can happen with any type of puzzle. Now, as I just mentioned, this book was published in June 2023, and looking at that BSR on Amazon right now, it's sitting with a BSR of 56. So we know with that BSR that this book is going to be selling thousands of copies per month, just on Amazon alone. According to a Nielsen BookScan chart, which is a company that collects sales data from tens of thousands of stores around the world, this book has already sold over 200,000 copies, with a third of that amount being sold in the month before Christmas. And what happened was that a a major bookstore called Waterstones released their books of the year list, and they chose the Myrtle book as the gift of the year. And so this is what spiked that Christmas sales of the book. And since June, they have published a second Myrtle book in September, and they have another one scheduled to be published in 2024. So this is the kind of puzzle book that you can connect into a series and continuously add to that series, and always be adding new and updated puzzle books to your brand. Creating a series is one of the easiest ways to increase your book sales without having to do a lot of extra marketing and promotion. Also, just as a side note, if you are interested in publishing puzzle books, there are always links down in the description below this video to puzzle book tools that can help you create all sorts of different types of puzzle books. Okay, so I know what you're thinking. This is a traditionally published book with a big marketing budget behind it and resources to get this book into big stores. And while that might be true, that doesn't mean we can't use these kinds of strategies for ourselves as self-publishers. Let me show you how this book even came about in the first place. The creator of the Myrtle book actually created a website a couple of years ago where he shared these murder mystery puzzles on a daily basis. So the first important step was creating a daily habit for people who enjoy solving these puzzles. Get them hooked on that puzzle so that they are looking to do that puzzle every single day. Another puzzle that might pop into your mind when thinking about this is Wordle. Do people still do Wordle? Wordle is another daily puzzle that people went crazy over in the last couple of years, and that was an app-based puzzle. And if you're wondering whether people even want to do puzzles online or through an app, these two examples should show how popular puzzles still are. And in fact, Apple's new software update is going to include crossword puzzles within the Apple News app. So after building up the popularity of the Myrtle website, the author of these puzzles decided to start releasing books with his puzzles in them. And the fact that there was already a group of people following these puzzles, invested in them, completing them daily, meant that there was already a huge demand for this book when it was published. So the second important factor in all of this was that he built up an audience and a group of people who loved these puzzles and was able to market the physical books to them once they were released. Now, out of curiosity, let's take a look at this book as though it was a self-published book on Amazon KDP, or let's see the potential earnings on a book like this if you were able to reach this kind of success and these kinds of numbers in terms of a bestseller rank and monthly sales. So with a bestseller rank of 56, that means this book on Amazon alone could be selling over 13,400 copies per month. And next, if we go to the KDP royalty calculator, we can work out how much of a royalty we would make if we publish this book through KDP. So the book is around about a 6x9-inch book with 384 pages with a list price of $16. That means we would get a royalty of $3.99 for each book sold. Times this by 13,400 books, and it's just an incredibly huge amount of money, over $50,000 per month. And it's not impossible to reach this kind of success with low content books and as a self-publisher. If you're thinking that this person is only making these kind of sales or a lot of money because they are traditionally published and they have a marketing budget behind them, it doesn't really have anything to do with that. In fact, most traditionally published books do not have a marketing budget behind them, and the author or the creator of the book usually has to do all the marketing themselves. I have shown many books on my channel over the years that see similar results to this book, and they are self-published. This person has just created something that was just a little bit different to what anyone had done before, and people responded to it. Now, the next important thing that this author did is he is capitalizing on the popularity of that first book or of his puzzles on his website. Instead of just publishing one book and then leaving it at that, or instead of trying different types of puzzles, he is creating more of the same kind of book with the same kind of puzzles and linking these into a series on Amazon. People obviously love these types of puzzles, so why pivot away from this or try to do something different? Instead, he is creating more books with the same kind of puzzles in them for the people who already love them. It's the same kind of idea with low content books like coloring books. People who love coloring books don't just buy one and then that's it. They never buy another coloring book. They like to have lots of coloring books to choose from. And especially if they find a style of coloring page or an artist that they really like, they will buy more of the same kind of coloring book. And it's the same with puzzles like crosswords. People who love doing crosswords will buy multiple crossword puzzle books. Everybody has is their favorite type of puzzle that they like to do. And particularly on Amazon, creating a series of books is a really great idea because you get a few extra little features that help you sell your book. Firstly, you do get a link at the top of your sales page, which takes a customer directly to a list of your books. And it's not like a normal search results page. There aren't any other books that your book is fighting with. They have nice big thumbnails and information on the book, the pricing, and the ability to add to cart from this one page. And if you are running ads, you get the ability to run sponsored brand ads, which puts your series right at the top of the search results pages. And then a customer gets taken to a beautiful storefront, which features only your books and nobody else's books to distract the customer. And this can make a really big difference in getting customers to buy multiple books from you in one order or getting them to come back and buy more books from you. So I hope that by looking at this book, although it's not a self-published book, we can see that there are lots of different ways to be successful in self-publishing books. There isn't just one way to make money from publishing books, and maybe this has given you some ideas for yourself on one way to build a brand and to build a series of puzzle books that is a little bit different from the usual way that it's done. And by that, I mean building a product of sorts or a demand for a product. So in this case, demand for a puzzle book, and doing that part first, building the demand first, and then providing the book to that already established group of people who love your puzzles, rather than creating the book first and then trying to find customers to buy that book. I'd love your thoughts on this book. Leave them down in the comments below. And again, if you are interested in making puzzle books for yourself, check out all the links down in the description box below, which will take you to different types of puzzle book tools to help you create and publish your very own puzzle books. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.